Think of a marketing program. You're at the kitchen table and the seller's interviewing you and your brand, and about an hour from now they're going to interview another agent as soon as you leave, or tomorrow night, whatever the case, because after all they think it's wise to interview 2 or 3 agents. So the seller says, well, one of our conditions for hiring, we need to hear a marketing plan. So I'm going to tell you a story about a listing packet that I received recently from some friends of mine. Their house came off the market. They were asking around $2 million for the property. Doesn't matter if it's $200,000 or $2 million, but here's the story. They showed me the materials that they received from agents handling luxury homes. And it's kind of funny looking at the marketing plan for the luxury home marketplace. Now, the materials that were printed on were nice and fancy and all that, but I didn't see any differentiation to do a luxury home than I did for a home that was at $200,000 versus $2 million. I want to talk to you about, see if your campaign's like this as well. I call it the So What campaign. And I would use this at a listing interview with home sellers. I actually spell out the word so what, and then we're going to move the seller through the SMART PR program. Both are acronyms, both are visuals for the sellers. Gets the seller involved because they see it unrolling in front of them. It's not a binder of different ways. I'm going to do this next and this next. They got to sit through the whole binder presentation. It's so we'll walk you through the so what. Now, if you're an agent and you're watching this video, I've got a question for you. Does your brand use a for sale sign? You know, raise your hand, and I used to say to a seller, if there's 10 of us at the kitchen table, we want to ask, of the 10 agents that are sitting here and you're the seller, which of us agents use a for sale sign? And we all look around and go, oh, I do. You see the other agents saying I hold a for sale sign. How about your company? Do you or somebody in your office, if I want my household open, will you hold it open or somebody? Yeah. Everybody raises their hand. So far the seller's not seeing a lot of differentiation. The next thing is, how about the web? How many of you guys use the web to promote my house? Raise your hand. You see everybody else around you doing it. And then there's this magical thing called house tour. How many of you agents hold house tour? Because we want to make sure that all your agents, come through, see my property because my property is great. And everybody goes, well, I hold house tour as well. How about advertising the property somewhere? Will you do some kind of advertising? And the agents kind of sheepishly raise their hands and say, well, looks like we're all the same. We haven't done so what yet, but that's what we got, just about. What's the T stand for? Well, I got a question for you. If I'm the seller, do you guys use this thing called the MLS? Together, do all you together utilize the MLS? And the seller writes down the words, so what, on a board in front of the real estate agent. Because essentially, a lot of times the marketing campaign simply has a different color for sale sign in the front yard. But the efforts were no different. And I was looking at this presentation of an agent, a $2 million listing. Took the time to drop this beautiful binder off at the seller's front door. And they're friends of mine. And they showed me that presentation and some other things. And it literally was sign, a recognized brand is what's going to attract buyers to it. And you know what? The house is overpriced. They don't care. Do the buyers care about a property if it's listed with the best brand in town, but it's overpriced? Will the buyer go see it? Well, if the buyer's ignorant and the agent doesn't know anything about it as a buyer's agent, they might go in and look at it or have some particular reason, but we're counting on the buyers in the marketplace being smart and agents not showing overpriced listings, which is why they expire. So we have the So What campaign, and whether it's $2 million property or not, it literally was comical to look at it. Literally, it said MLS access, lockbox for the front door. It talked about the web advertising. There was nothing in there about finding the agent with the buyer. Everything was what I call the fib campaign. Sorry, but when I was presenting the sellers at the kitchen table, I said there's 2 different kinds of campaigns. There's the fib and the fab, and you be the judge. If you want the fib campaign, sorry, you have to hire somebody else, because my job is not to find the individual buyer. My job is to find the agent with the buyer. And then you be the judge when I'm done with this presentation. to find out, do you want the fib or the fab? So we're going to cover that, what's the fab, smart PR, in the next video. Thanks for watching.